I thanked Mrs. Taylor and walked slowly down the road to the cemetery. Now the narrator thanked Mrs. Taylor for the information and he started walking towards the cemetery, not really wanting to know any more. He is petrified. Petrified means frightened. He does not want to know any more of this. But his curiosity will not let him sit at ease. So he has to find out the truth. That's why he is propelled forward almost against his will. He is forced to move forward and find out the truth. Although he does not want to, that's why it's written against my will. He did not wish to, but he had to. He did not wish to know any more about this, but he had to find out the truth. It was a small cemetery under the deodas. The graveyard in which Julie's dead body lay was quite a small one, and it was under the deodas. You could see the eternal snows of the Himalayas standing out against the pristine blue of the sky. The Himalayas were standing there. If you would remember, it was a hilly region. So there were high mountains, and the mountains were covered in snow, and the peaks of mountains could be seen reaching up to the zenith. The peaks could be seen in the pristine blue of the sky. Pristine means something which is spotless. The sky was clear, fresh, spotless. Here lay the bones of forgotten empire builders, soldiers, merchants, adventurers, their wives, and children. So the narrator thought to himself, so this is the place where people come when they die. The graveyard holds many people. They could be empire builders, they could be soldiers, merchants, their wives and children. It did not take me long to find Julie's grave. It did not take me long to find Julie's grave. You know, it was a small cemetery, so it didn't take him long to find the grave he was looking for. It had a simple headstone with her name clearly outlined on it. Headstone is a stone which is used to mark the grave of a person. The letters are inscribed on the stone, and on Julie's headstone it was inscribed Julie Mackinnon, 1923 to 1939. Oh my God! So Mrs. Taylor was right. Julie was one of the members of the Mackinnon family. And it was written, with us one moment, taken the next. That Julie was with her family, and in a very short while she was taken back by the God, gone to her Maker, gone to her rest. That Julie had gone back to the God who made her, had gone to her rest, gone to her resting place. So this was a short message that was inscribed on Julie's headstone. Although many monsoons had swept across the cemetery, wearing down the stones, they had not touched this little tombstone. The narrator was again confused and surprised to see that all the other headstones had worn down. Means the letters inscribed on those headstones were not as clear. Why? Because they must have been washed away by the monsoon. But this little tombstone remained unaffected by anything. It was clear. I was turning to leave when I caught a glimpse of something familiar behind the headstone. Just when the narrator was about to leave the cemetery, he caught a glimpse of something behind the headstone. What was it? Let's see. I walked round to where it lay. He walked to the thing which was lying behind the headstone. Neatly folded on the grass was my overcoat. That's quite shocking. The narrator's overcoat was lying behind the headstone, the same overcoat which he lent to Julie when they had met the previous night. No thank you note. There was no thank you note kept beside the overcoat. It was only the overcoat which was kept there, but something soft and invisible brushed against my cheek, and I knew someone was trying to thank me. But he felt a cool breeze of air brushing against his cheek, and that cool breeze and its effect made him realize that someone was trying to thank him. So the story is quite a mystery, and even when the story ends, we don't know from where Julie had come and where did she go back. But all we know is that it consists of supernatural elements. It consists of a supernatural being, and it ends on a mysterious note again, although the narrator is quite convinced that this was the same Julie who had died 40 years ago, and it was her spirit who had come to the party with him. I hope that you like this story, and if there are any doubts, please let me know in the comment section.